Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to Magic and Miracles, where you learn how to be the magician of your life. My name is Anna, and I created Magic and Miracles in order to help people of all walks of life all around the world achieve their manifestation goals. So, on this channel, primarily, we discuss SPs. However, I do not coach only in SPs. I coach in career, health, self-esteem, confidence. Needless to say, this goes hand in hand with manifesting SPs. But this is not just an SP conversation. Keep in mind, it's a all-encompassing conversation. When you're manifesting SP, is just a handbag. This is just an aftermath of who you really are. So all the information from me is below. If you'd like to be in my coaching, please understand you need to book a 1 hour session first. In this session, we'll discuss what it is that you want to manifest, what it is that your dilemma is right now, your specific story. I will ask a ton of questions. Everything is recorded for posterity in my coaching and for you to re-listen or rewatch, depending if it's a Zoom session or a phone call. And upon conclusion of this session, both of us have to decide to move forward. In other words, if the fit is correct, if the fit is right, we both move forward. Now, I do this as a precaution for both of us, quite frankly, before you invest the money that you need to invest in coaching with me, and also for me to make sure that what I actually teach on my channel resonates with you and you understand what I teach. Believe it or not, sometimes I've had misunderstandings in my coaching, and this is truly to alleviate that and to make it as comfortable for you as possible in my coaching. All right. So if we both decide to move forward, you do need to put yourself on a waiting list by pre-booking the first month of the signature coaching package. All right. And in the session, I will discuss with you when you can start. Understand there are many people in my coaching, some of them concluding, some of them just beginning. And so I will need to look at my schedule at that point in time to tell you when you could start your coaching. And so it's a commitment. It's 3 times per week. This is mandatory, especially if you're coming in into my coaching. Make it happen, move around your schedule. I don't care. It will be worth your while because I will truly quantum leap you to the preferred reality. This is what I work on in my coaching with every single individual. And so 3 times per week, we rendezvous via Zoom or via phone call. The session is an hour long. I might go over a few minutes. I always give you homework, and you're very much expected to come back with this homework. Now, it's not a dictatorship by any stretch of the imagination. However, I do expect you to respect this process, not rebuttal me, be wide open for my suggestions. After all, you're paying me for my advice. And these are the individuals that really succeeded in my coaching beyond what I can kind of like really share here. I mean, the testimonies that I have, I literally, the emails of my clients that shared their experience, I did not, embellish anything. It's straight from their emails. I just copied from their email and pasted it on my website so you can read some of these testimonials. But basically the first hour session is for you to also make sure I'm your kind of coach and I resonate with you. If you have any questions before booking, you also need to sign the coaching agreement, parenthesis here, before you even for the hour session. In the beginning, very important, you need to print the coaching agreement, sign by hand, print your name, date it, scan it, and send it back. Okay, as a very last resort, I will accept a very, very clear photo of the said coaching agreement. And so if you have any questions, please email me. The emails are below. Okay, so today's topic is you're not giving your SP back to yourself. So it really is true. And the more I coach, specifically off of YouTube, I've been a coach for 10 years now. And on YouTube, I've been for like 2.5 roughly years. The more I coach people off of YouTube, the more I realize that the person themselves puts barricades in front of their desire more than anybody else. And that is perfectly understandable because you're the one who's creating your reality from scratch. I mean, when you step onto the floor, when you're getting out of bed in the morning, you create that floor. And so with confidence, you create the floor in your reality on which to step onto. And somehow that's a no-brainer to you. But when it comes to the affairs of the heart, some people have issues. And the issues, obviously, and of course, lie in your history. This is why I process all of the emotions with you in my coaching, attached to what I call drama, trauma, panorama, the history. Okay, something happened more than once, reinforced that belief in you, and now you're just automatically operating on autopilot based on those experiences. And who can blame you? Because after all, you have evidence. But I want to say that this is only one timeline. You're experiencing one right now, only one timeline. And so, as a journalist, as a truth teller of that timeline, yes, you are correct. If you change nothing, if you don't argue against those beliefs that have treated you horribly, parenthesis here, and really wreaked havoc upon your peace, your abundance, and your love life, if you do nothing, you will remain and it will continue on autopilot. My job as a coach, to take you as my client by the hand and guide you to restructure your belief system, to tweak it literally. One word at a time, we retweak your beliefs. And this is where I excel. This is what I do with every single client. When we're done covering your history, we now need to rework certain things. So we restructure your beliefs, we do revision, we do whatever it takes, and I always custom make the coaching program. There are structures in my coaching program, but I always custom make it. Like, parenthesis here, no coach does this, but no coach does this. And how I know is because I hear it from my clients who have been in coaching with other coaches on the internet. And honestly, I've heard so many different stories, let's just say, and nobody does what I do. Just nobody does as in depth of a job, as deep of a deep dive, as deep of a deep dive as I do. I don't know why that's funny, but it is the way that it sounds. It truly is important to me because, as trivial as it may sound to you right now, certain things, they really did affect you. They really did make a really profound impression upon your mind. And your mind is really just programmed up until age 7. Okay, this is now, really just, in therapy, they will tell you a child's mind is wide open up until age 7. And so you really need to start examining what it is that I believe. That's the reason why I'm on this timeline. Your beliefs, they truly shape your world, true or untrue. In your reality, your beliefs right now are true. So whatever you're battling against, whatever trauma that you've experienced, yes, it's justifiable, of course, and nobody would argue with you. However, if you want and need to change your life, you need to start retweaking all of the beliefs, so that it could be as easy for you as stepping your foot on the floor in the morning without arguing for your limitations or telling some kind of other bogus story that, like, if you listen to people, what they're telling me in coaching sessions, they're arguing for their own limitations. But this has always been this way. But and so it is a challenging situation to do it by yourself. This is why people, generally speaking, don't excel in making this quantum leap on them by themselves. But with a coach's help, it usually is a much more speedy process because, and I recommend 2 to 3 months in my coaching, because you have somebody to hold you accountable, and you have somebody as a mirror to demonstrate to you, here's what you told me, and here's what you've experienced in your childhood, and here's what I see. etc., etc. And I am a very good reader of energy and a very good kind of like detective of your life in that sense. I went to school in college for journalism, and I have this sense of picking up all the little details that otherwise people leave them neglected. But it's those little details that really form your world. And it's such a little subtle situation it could be, but it really just generates a whole other idea in your mind. And so at some point you've experienced some traumatic situation, and right now it may be obvious to you, it may not be obvious. I don't know your story, you know your story. But processing that trauma and then releasing this trauma through talking about it and through imagining and allowing yourself to reach for that different world, that different reality. This is what needs to happen. Energetically speaking, you need to construct this world within, yes, your imagination, but more than that, within your energetic field. And if you haven't watched my live, excuse me, my nose is suddenly itching. On Saturday, it was probably the best live that I've ever done, as per me, if I do say so myself, because I truly gave you how I manifest and continue manifesting everything in my life. Excuse me one second. It's through energy. You have to take the time to not just rebuild your beliefs and to buy into them and to allow them to now shape your world differently. But what you also have to then do is to allow this to create the world energetically and to start for this energy to seep in. Whereas before, you were a little bit lazy, let's just be honest, and you allowed the world to be copy and paste on automatic pilot, same bullshit, different day. Okay? When you make, this is why change is a little bit uncomfortable, because you need to introduce new ideas. But once you energetically create this world, it will be inevitable for you to want to go there because it feels so good. And you won't have an excuse as in, well, I don't know what it looks like, or I don't know what it feels like, because if you're practicing this, and in coaching sessions, we go over like the morning routine and this and that. I teach you so many different things. I teach you energy work, which is, again, nobody does it like nobody does it. Nobody does it. Nobody teaches it like I do. I think people understand energy work as something else than what I mean, and that really does amplify your manifestations through the roof if you really do it correctly. And those of you who've been in my coaching, you know what I'm talking about. If you're not practicing, it's not going to do itself, okay? You need to be really in tune with yourself, understand who you are first, reconstruct your own self. And this is why I talk a lot about create a new business, get a new job, upgrade your wardrobe, become more confident, so that you can be on par with that world where your manifestations are automatically coming to you. Okay, it's just automatic. There are no more barricades in that sense. Those barricades that you've created, they do not fucking exist. You're kind of like a little bit delusional right now, I'll be honest with you, because you're coming off of the old world, right? The old world that you say you desperately want to leave. I'm sorry. Excuse me. But you really are just kind of like, in a sense, committed of telling that story about that world. But if you start examining the things that you actually believe and how nonsensical all these things are and how really they deprive you verbatim, okay? They deprive you and really just instruct you to think in opposition of your dreams. This is what needs to be reworked, because so that you can see the real truth. Because the problems in every person's life, they really start when you start arguing with the universe about who you truly are. Who you truly are is that person in that parallel reality who has that SP already, who is married to them, who has reconciled, who has been having children with that person, okay? Whatever it is you're after, I really don't, or has won the lottery, or whatever you please, or created that business and is successful. That person is you in the parallel reality, and You wanting that reality means that it already is there. Now, the barricades that you put against that desire is the problem. You say you want to go there, and yet you have all the shit piled up, okay? The garbage in the middle of the living room, like I said. Don't be a hoarder of old structures of beliefs, old emotions, old programming, old whatever. It's like you never revisited the shit that you were taught when you were 7, let's just say, or 8 or 10 or 12 or yesterday. Okay, you need to keep updating your software and keep creating ways of dropping this bullshit that keeps you from entering that realm. In that realm, you forever will be that version that you belong to be, as per the universe, as per your desires. Make no mistake, coming into this earthly experience, you had a set plan. And then, things happen. This one pissed you off, that one betrayed you, tupa 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 tu. And you ended up with all this fucking garbage. Your job is to release it. And again, I help my clients extensively to not just talk through it, but energetically let go of it. Energetically, right now, you're tied to the drama, trauma, panorama. This is why you're not giving your SP back to yourself. You say you want them, but you believe an entirely different thing. Now, they are already there. That SP already thinks you're the hottest chick in the game. Okay, watch my live, seriously. Total treasure. Like, as per me, so many beautiful, like, golden nuggets there is beyond. Don't be lazy. It's about an hour long, but do watch it. Your SP is already there. Your career is already there. Everything is already there. You're the only piece that's missing. You're the only one who's not going there, because you're stuck in this reality energetically and emotionally. And so behaving like the person, if nothing else that you're going to take away from this video, behaving like this person who is living in that reality, taking action on that reality. Yes, starting to believe new things, allowing, entertaining these new ideas that would be your ideas if you were in that parallel reality. It's like playing pretend. Honestly, play and pretend is the most powerful technique, if you want a technique, for manifesting. Whenever I was in a kind of like situation when I needed to change realities right away, I would act on the desired reality only. But the idea is that some of you, yes, you connect to that reality from time to time, but it doesn't stick. In order for it to stick fundamentally on your own vibration, your own energy has to be identical to that reality, so that you not only can achieve meeting this reality, but fusing with it, being one with it. So even on such a day when you may be a little bit cranky, maybe a little bit angry, maybe a little bit whatever, tired and this and that, the reality keeps producing these situations for you on automatic pilot. And sure, you're allowed to, in that sense, get angry or get pissed off and this and that for a short little while, that is, because you really will learn in my coaching how to process your emotions in the minute. You're not supposed to hold on to your emotions. It's like, kind of never taking a shower after you had your day, full of meetings or whatever it is you're doing. You're supposed to process your emotions and let go and let them literally wash over you. But if you're holding on, it's a different situation. So if you process your emotions give yourself the opportunity to process these emotions, they leave you almost immediately. They do. And so your reality continues, producing more good things in your reality because you've made that commitment and you've worked on it. You have identified yourself as this golden Buddha, and now you're in this world that you've meticulously crafted and hand painted and hand sculpted. Okay, you took the time to meticulously sculpt. In other words, what is it that you want? what is it that I want to believe? What is it that I want to believe about myself? What kind of money I want to make? How I want to look? How much I want to weigh? All these things are within your control. All right. So asking yourself questions like, why am I not letting it happen? Why am I so obsessed with my SP when I really want them to obsess over me? Why am I letting this situation happen? Why is my perception of things that the world is against me? Why is my perception that the world doesn't let me have something? When in fact, you're creating this illusion that something is not being given to you. You right now, as you're watching this, you're creating me. You're creating my voice. You're creating the way that I look. I'm so serious. This is a parallel reality that you tuned into. And in this reality, you lined up and you're seeing this video. Everything around you, look around you, you're creating all of this. So just like you're creating all of this, you can start creating, yes, your SP reaching out to you, your SP being different, your SP morphing into the most faithful and loyal person on planet Earth. I mean it. Doesn't matter what they did before. Because you're not operating from the sense of this is the same fucking reality that I've experienced for X amount of years. You're creating something new. You're connecting to a different parallel world. And so the law of magic, parenthesis here, another live that I have, the law of magic of parallel realities, is you're never stuck in one reality. Honestly, you will get to a point, I hope, and this is the point where I am at now, where, it's almost like I'm afraid to say certain things. I'm afraid to think certain things because I know they will become reality. And I'm acutely aware like that from one moment to the next, I'm not the same person. I'm not the same version of a person. And this world is not the same version of the same world. In other words, you're already traveling constantly 24/7 through these realities, and you're given so many different chances to reconsider everything, to rewrite your history, to rewrite your past, to rewrite your SP, to rewrite their past. I mean, you can do crazy shit. I mean, really, when I say in the opening, if you want to be the magician, where you learn to be the magician of your world, of your life, it's true. Because it's literally the artistry is of operating from yourself. You're the mechanism. You're the trick. You're the magic trick. If you can restructure it in your mind and operate from that world only, and through transitions and upgrades, etc., through life, you will create better worlds. You will create even better version of this SP. You think this is all you want right now? Wait till you get there. There's going to be more. But the one thing that I have to stress is that you already are that person. Okay, it's like Neville's quote fits here perfectly. You already are the person that which you want to be, and your refusal to believe in it is the reason you don't see it. So perfect, so apropos. Oh my God, loving life right now. Because if you don't believe in it, it doesn't show up. If you don't believe it, if you don't believe the floor is going to be there underneath your feet, when you step outside of your bed, it ain't going to be there. Okay, weirder things have happened. So if you don't believe your SP can change, they will not be changing. You won't have access to that parallel reality. You won't be able to see it with your own eyes, to tune into this radio station or that TV channel or that YouTube channel in this case, because you're not on the same, you don't believe that it can happen to you. Well, let it happen to you. And again, I know lots of you are working through these things like, maybe I have to, work really hard to get what I want. Maybe I have to be a different person. Maybe there's a heavy duty price to pay. Maybe I'm not enough. And all these things, maybe the good things are harder. No, the good things are easier. I have news for you, because universe is benevolent. But even that, what I just said, the universe is benevolent, benevolent, and it wants what you want. Maybe that's a novel idea, and that, again, whatever you believe will literally create your world. You really need to make peace with who you are. Okay, there was a time in my life, and I'll leave you with this, where I truly had a problem with everything I was, believe it or not. I didn't consider myself talented, beautiful. It felt like my life was passing me by, okay? And I would hear constantly from people I dated and my friends and whoever else, oh, you know, all these wonderful things about me, all the compliments of the world, and things that I had a hard time accepting about myself until my life hit such a rock bottom, you could say, in 2011, that I couldn't help but to look at what the fuck am I believing about myself, and why am I not accepting the good so easily, but accepting the very shitty shit, okay? You guys, those of you on my channel who have been following me for a while and know my story, you know what I'm talking about. And if you're new, please subscribe. And yay, 21,000 people. Woohoo! Never thought I'd be here. Anyway, thank you all so much. So there was a time when I could not accept it. But when I did, I came out in beast mode, manifesting the shit that I wanted, just like this. No longer finding fault with anything that I was. No longer thinking less of myself, but really stepping into the shoes of the golden Buddha that I was born to be. But these things that people have been telling me like for years, why don't you do this? And why are you belong to be a star? I would hear, your destiny is to be great. You're destined for greatness and blah, 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 blah. You know, and I would be like, who the fuck are you talking about? Excuse me. I was like, it was so hard for me to accept, and I see this in my clients all day long, and some of them, you know, it's very hard to accept that you're actually, yes, you're destined for greatness, but it's all of you. One is not more chosen than the next. We're all, like, in that sense, the same, okay? But do you believe what I'm saying to you, that you're destined for greatness, that you're a superstar, that you're the golden Buddha, and manifesting an SP is the least of your fucking worries, or should be? So that's the entire shebang. If your mind can accept that you have something wonderful within you, that you have something that nobody can replicate, nobody can take away from you, nobody can fuck with, it is yours like your fingerprints, okay? That's how yours it is. And that reality is yours too, like your fingerprints. It's irrevocable. This is irrevocable. Sorry. This is your reality right now. And if you allow to open up your mind to the possibility that, yes, I can have my SP back, and really mean it and feel it inside of you. Seriously, go watch the live from this past Saturday. You will connect with this reality, and you will start getting addicted to the excitement and the passion and the peace that it brings you. And then again, provided you have a good coach like myself, not for nothing, who has the patience to go through all of these beliefs and really just just one by one, handpick the ones that you want to stay and rework the ones that you don't particularly like. You are a sculpture. You were spending time on. You will be able to stay committed to this reality, because after all, the most important relationship that you'll ever have is with yourself. And accepting your greatness then leads you to create faster. You thinking of yourself higher, and leads to accepting greater relationships, greater money. Your value, when it is intact and recognized by you, when your value is recognized by you, it equals different reality. Right now, you may not be thinking this, but it's a thinking away, a perspective, okay, away from you making, I don't know, from $50,000 a year to millions a year. It's only a perspective that you have. It's only an idea. It's only one world. And so in this world, you happen to have some other ideas. But it's just like you can transition to this new world in 1 second if you wanted to, provided you were lined up with your new ideas. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. That's Wayne Dyer's quote that actually I really love. Um, just like the pattern that used to follow you around, this dysfunctional pattern with one shit show after another, once you change your mind about what you will accept, who you are, how easy it is for you to create, yes, even the relationship of your dreams, because I know some of you believe in creating money but don't really believe in relationships. Once you change your mind about what is possible for you, your SP, and any relationships, maybe friendships, this and that, will follow you around just like this dark cloud used to follow you around. And you will be like, but what happened? Well, you just changed your mind about who you are. It's the character that you are putting on every single day. Unbeknownst to you, this character contains all of these beliefs, all of these stories, all of these regurgitations of mama drama panorama, usually coming from somebody else. You're living somebody's reality right now. And that's a really heavy duty price to pay, to sacrifice your entire fucking existence, the ability to enjoy your reality based on somebody else taught you, projected onto you, tried to make you believe, dooba-dooba-doo. Toss that in the fucking garbage, start brand new. And really examine, why is it I'm not letting in this idea that I can have whatever the fuck I want, my SP included? Why is it not acceptable? Why can I not accept that this is possible for me? And so it could be releasing trauma, it could be making peace with who you are, it could be with recognizing your value. It can be that you don't understand that you're the hottest chick in the game or the hottest dude in the game. Because I promise you, when you really change your mind about what you're looking at, it does really shift the reality drastically. The same problems are there, the same situation is there, but now you're not idolizing it. You're not making such a big stinking deal about it, because the world that you will create and the new beliefs, that new frequency that you will be so in love with and so addicted to, will over fucking whelm everything that you've lived before, everything that you've suffered before. Take it from me, I've done it like so many different ways, jumping realities. You'll be so in love with that reality that your old fears and your beliefs, old beliefs, they will have no fucking chance. No fucking chance. Because the minute that you realize that you're the hottest chick in the game, hottest dude in the game, that you're the golden Buddha, watch out. Watch out. Seriously, you will amaze and dazzle yourself what you can create. And then, whether that's SP or you manifesting a new career or marriage or children, it's going to be like you'll come back to this video and you'll be like, now I know what you're talking about, and I know this to be true 100%, you will say, because I'm living it. But here's the deal. In this world today, where you reside right now, it's probably hard for you to believe it 100%, because in this world is wired differently. Your idea is to jump ship and go to the world that you most prefer, and that's the entire shebang. Thank you very much for watching. I want to invite you to my live on Saturday at 3 p.m. Quick reminder, next Saturday after that, we have Katya coming, my wonderful moderator, the most wonderful moderator on planet Earth, true story. So the 22nd, we have Katya, so mark your calendars. Thank you so very much for watching again. And if you have any questions, please email me below. Until next time, ciao, ciao. Big kiss.